Do we have audio?
Can check. Check.
Tuscaloosa. Check, check. All right, let's roll. I got it. Don't worry. Protect the drink. Yo, welcome back to the Out the Box Show. I'm John Wallace alongside my co-host James Luffy and Rory Luke, and we are back again for yet another week of the Out the Box podcast. Another one in the books. Well, it will be after we finish recording tonight, right? And we post. Got a lot to offer on this week's episode of the podcast. The LSU baseball team took care of business, kinda in Tuscaloosa.
The baseball team did great.
It was a little shaky on Saturday. I think Saturday was kind of represents the enigma of LSU baseball. And then they came back on Sunday and got the series dub. Shellacked Southeastern last night. Absolute beatdown. And we're going to look ahead to Ole Miss coming to the box for the season finale series at the box. Hopefully, there will be some postseason baseball played at the box. Rory's going to give an update on our sweepstakes for the Out the Box Polo Ralph Lauren shirts that people have been clamoring for. And we have a special announcement about some merch that we will be dropping. But, Luffy, I know you're on the edge of your seat. Before we get to all that, I want to give a huge shout out to the Boot Crew Media Network. Boot Crew Media is where it's at. Make sure to check them out, bootcrewmedia.com, and on social media at Boot Crew Media. They cover everything. There is literally a section on bootcrewmedia.com that covers the NOLA Gold rugby team. How much you know about rugby, Luffy?
Very little. Very, very little.
Well, you know how to figure out how to play, and some players on – they actually have interviews of players on the NOLA Gold rugby team. You could actually learn something.
Bang. I love it.
Bootcrewmedia.com. Check it out. Also, huge shout out to Blaine Loop with Keller Williams Realty. Blaine got engaged a while back. I want to give a huge congratulations to him.
Posted some beautiful engagement pictures.
Yes.
Wonderful looking, Blaine.
If you have not seen it yet, you can get to see Blaine's face and his engagement pictures and his lovely fiance.
Beautiful family they're starting over there.
Yes. And Blaine wants to make his realty business his family.
He does.
He wants to make you his friend, his neighbor, and his agent. Make sure to call or text him at 504-858-0031 for all your housing needs. The dude's a beast. He sold millions of dollars. That's crazy to say that somebody we know has just sold millions of dollars worth of property. Like,
you know what's crazier? That somebody we know bought millions of dollars worth of property.
Yes, me.
Yeah,
me.
Exactly.
In 1 month. And, you know, at such a young age, that's what people don't realize. Like, Blaine is at such a young age, and he's already doing that. Where like you can only go up from there, right? Like he is continuing to climb. He's taken the asymptote on a graph. Remember, is that a term in math?
Sure.
Yeah, he's taken the exponential growth.
You're the math guy.
Kind
here.
of a flop of a reference there, but Blaine wants you to know that he wants to be your friend, your neighbor, and your agent. Make sure to call or text him at 504-858-0031 for all your housing needs. All right. Always good to beat the Tide. Always. I don't care what sport it is. I don't care where it's at. It's always good to beat the Tide. And we'll start with Friday night. LSU won by a final score of 6-5. Was a battle, but we got the job done.
It was definitely a battle. We didn't have our best starting pitching that night. Hilliard struggled, but we had to use pretty much everybody. Cooper, Raiselman, Hasty, Gervais, came in to shut out the Tide in the last 4 innings. But that game was a nail biter. I mean, down to the final out, I think we gave up a walk with 2 outs, and they hit a foul ball that was like gone. That would have been a walk-off home run. Cruz, a couple clutch hits, and really one big inning for us that gave us, the chance to win that game, and we were able to come through at the end. And that one made me nervous because I just felt like that one was one all night that we were going to lose. And something that's interesting, we've been really good in these one-run games in the SEC.
Mhm.
We talked about at the beginning of the season, us struggling going into that last inning, but we've really turned that around, and that's also been kind of a turning point in our season.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, Mikhail didn't really have his best stuff. 8 hits, 4 earned, 4 strikeouts. Still, he doesn't walk anybody. Still, 5 runs. He gave up all our runs, but
I think he gave up like 4 singles in a row at one point.
Yeah,
and then they put Cooper in, and then he gave up like 2 singles, which was the big inning for them.
Yeah. I think you're right as well. But what a game by the bullpen. Raiselman, Hasty, and Gervais come in, don't even allow a hit. Raiselman with 4 Ks saw 6 batters, 4 Ks. I mean, had his stuff working.
And I feel like they've really learned when to pull him. Like when he starts struggling with that command, they kind of get him out of there and keep him fresh for the another game in the weekend.
They've done well with the bullpen and kind of arms, and
you can't say that Jason Kelly hasn't done a great job so far this year.
Yeah. I have my gripes about Saturday, but we'll get to that. But they've done well with when to pitch people and who to pitch. They've kind of really maximized this bullpen. We get multiple games out of our guys, which can be very big. So they've really done an exceptional job.
Yeah, and I mean, it was great to see Cruz get that game-winning hit, and I feel like that jolted him into the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, which was absolutely insane.
Yeah, he was. I mean, 7 for 11, I think this weekend
with 3 home runs.
Yeah.
I mean, it was absurd. It just shows you why he's going to be a top 5 pick. The 2023 MLB draft. Crazy, we get a whole nother year of him.
Yeah.
Before he has to go,
and Trey Morgan, who's kind of grabbing some power as of lately.
Yeah.
Hit a home run in that game.
He did.
Is Cruz a draft eligible sophomore?
No,
he's not. But Barry is.
And Barry is injured, but we will get to that as well. Yes, I think you're right. I think that like we've said all year, the pitching staff as a whole has really showed up in a year that there was really not much confidence going into the year. And being able to put guys in at the right time, even when your starter, Mikhail, who, to be quite honest with you, was due for
some regression.
A game where he wasn't playing.
And it wasn't like he pitched terribly. Like they just kind of got on a roll, a couple singles in a row and a couple balls that I think were counted as singles, but maybe could have been outs and plays we didn't make. And, that's baseball. And like we talk about with him where he's pitching to put the ball in play and he does a great job of it. And just, wasn't a perfect day, but that's baseball.
So
the decision to start money in game 2.
We'll get on to Saturday. I want to kind of set you up, Rory. I'm gonna tee this one up for you. So I'm looking at Blake Money's stat line from Saturday.
Yeah.
He did start the game, correct?
Yeah, he started.
So if I was rolling through the stat line and I was just announcing his stat line, he pitched 0.0 innings.
Yeah.
Gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, and 2 walks.
Yeah.
And so I assume he didn't record an out.
No, he did not.
But he was in the game, and he got pulled in the first inning. Yeah. And if you get pulled in the first inning, that generally means you're in deep trouble, and your pitch count probably is around the 30s and whatnot, and there's some gun already in the bullpen.
Yeah. It seemed okay. It seemed like as soon as Money went into the game,
he threw 13 pitches.
He threw 13 pitches. Yes, I know. as soon as like money went into the game, it seemed like Jay Johnson had Grant Taylor in the bullpen warming up. Like, why? I do not understand this. And people were saying stuff on Twitter, and if you're saying stuff and you think that it was a good decision, then you do not know baseball. You do not pull your starter with 13 pitches if he is your starter. It does not make any sense. You either leave him in there and get absolutely rocked, or you don't start him. You don't pull your starter with 13 pitches. I understand why he had to get pulled. He was absolutely terrible. He needed to come out of the game. He had bases loaded with already 2 runs. I mean, we had lost a game by the first inning. But my thing is, why did you even put him out there? If his leash was that short, if you were saying, okay, money's got to be on point, or if not, we're pulling him for 13 pitches, why put him out there and let him blow this game up for you? You lost this game in the first inning. Doesn't matter. They only scored 2 runs because Grant Taylor got out of a bases loaded jam with only letting 2 on and no outs, bases loaded, no outs. And let's see. Oh, wait. No, they didn't score. They didn't score again in the first inning. Grant Taylor got all 3 outs, bases loaded, and nobody scored. Amazing. What would the game looked at if he would have just started the game and he wouldn't have had to been on with 2 Alabama already scoring twice and the bases loaded? It made no sense. Your leash is that short. He should not have started the game. Okay, then we get him in the midweek game and he pitched well. All right, that's what he needed, obviously.
And I think that was part of the reason for pulling him. I mean, I agree with you shouldn't start him if you think if he's not gonna do well, and put him in relief.
Yeah,
but I think the reason they pulled him is definitely because they wanted to get him back out there in the midweek, knowing that he was going to pitch in the midweek. He struggled again and probably go back to the bullpen for this upcoming weekend against Ole Miss. That's my guess on why they pulled him. Now, why they started him, I don't know.
It just it didn't make sense. I will say this. I understand why you had to pull him, because if you don't pull him, we might not have recorded an out. But I just do not understand if you only expected him to throw 13 pitches. I mean, maybe you wanted him to go longer, but if you knew that worst case scenario, you're planning for worst case scenario happened, and it was 13 pitches by Money with bases loaded and 2 runs, you should not have started him.
LSU scored a run in the first inning in the top as well. So that just furthers the issue. It's like we were only down by 1 run at that point when they pulled him.
But it felt like an insurmountable lead. I mean, you're watching the game, and literally after Money's pulled in 13 pitches, Jay Johnson gathers the whole team together to have a meeting. You're down 1 run, and you're having a meeting with everybody in the bottom of the first inning. What does that say about what you just did, the decision you just made? It's not even Money's fault. It's Jay Johnson's fault for or whoever, whether it's Kelly or Johnson, who put him out there. He shouldn't have been out there.
How are you supposed to go out and perform if, 1, there's a guy throwing in the bullpen in the first inning, and 2, how is he supposed to come back? I get it. He got into the midweek game when we're already up,
20 runs.
However many runs, it doesn't matter. But to a guy that really, has proven that he's got some talent and is essentially low confidence right now, what does that do for his confidence going forward too, to start him and pull him after 13 pitches?
It doesn't help anybody.
And to have a guy already warming up, right?
And you have already told that guy, you're not good enough. We got to take you at the pen. You're not better than this guy who can't pitch at all. I mean, he who couldn't pitch at all. So we have to pull you at the pen. If Grant Taylor starts that game, it could look completely different. We could have gotten the sweep.
Yeah, and I mean the defense in that game was atrocious. We kind of just flush that and move on to the Sunday game. And you know what? They did a really good job of that, because Saturday was bad. Like we
bad.
could have lost that series after Saturday, and Sunday we kind of did to them what they did to us the prior game. What was the final score? 12-3.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely dominated. The relief pitching was good once again. Cruz hit 2 bombs. Who else hit a bomb in that game?
McManus hit one.
McManus
hit 2.
McManus hit 2. McManus has been great lately too.
Yeah.
He's been hitting everything. He hit another one last night. Or no, he's 3 for 3 last night against Southeastern. And that game too was a beatdown. That was ugly.
So just to kind of reiterate, it was much of the same Sunday as well. I know the bats came alive and whatnot, but I mean, you look at Dutton's stat line: 2/3 an inning, 2 hits, one run, 1 earned run, pulled after 14 pitches in the first inning.
Yeah, when you have 2 games, when you're able to win a series and 2 of the games your starter doesn't get out of the first inning. I mean, when 2 of your starters record 2 outs and you win a series, that means that the bullpen is doing its job, and that means we're hitting the baseball. And
so, I mean, should we just go into every game saying, okay, besides Mikhail Hilliard, who is going to have a bad game here and there, but has mostly been consistent, or we just say, okay, our Saturday and Sunday guy is going to start for a few pitches, and as soon as it takes a turn for the worse, we're just going to make a move?
I think that is part of the plan, and I think that Dutton pitched last night too.
Yep.
Right? I mean, he pitched really well last night. I think he threw 3 innings last night. Was really good, and I think, some of these younger guys, they trust to go and start games, and it'll be interesting to see what they do this weekend against Ole Miss.
See, my problem compared to Saturday versus Sunday is that Sunday felt like a more calculated move. It didn't feel like Money had a short of a leash. It felt like they just didn't like Dutton in the spot that he had gotten himself into, and he didn't have his stuff. So you moved on from him quick because you needed to win the game. Whereas the Saturday, it felt like you knew going into the game Money wasn't going to have it. Whereas I felt like Sunday, it was more of almost like we need this game, like a MLB playoff atmosphere, like a baseball playoff atmosphere, where it's like, if you don't have your stuff, you're out immediately because we need this win. It felt like a must win, whereas Saturday felt like we just threw away the game.
I think that's fair. I think it's also kind of amazing how it's like, where do you go with Money from here? Do you start him heading into the season, and we're going to get to the Ole Miss series, but into the series, do you keep him just starting and kind of like what you were saying, Lovey, just if things go south quickly, be ready to jump ship?
No, but I think he comes out of the pen in the Saturday game.
I mean, so I'll propose a solution that I think would potentially be better. Mikhail's your Friday night guy. He's earned it. He's proven it. He didn't have his best stuff this past Friday, but I think he's earned it. And then you start either Dutton or Taylor as the Saturday and Sunday guy.
Yeah, or Hasty. Hasty's pitched really well lately. I don't know how much we've mentioned him on here, but he's really come along for us. Good left-handed arm, and that breaking ball, when it starts going for him, it's really good. So I think he's another option, John. But yeah, I think you'll see one of those 3. And, there might be some other guys that they're thinking about starting. Maybe they start Cooper. I don't know. It seems like they like him in that tough situation spot, though. Yeah. But they do trust him to go a couple innings and pitch to, like, the ball getting hit and play.
Ty Floyd, when he came in on Saturday, didn't pitch bad either. Yeah. I mean, it was a low-pressure spot because you're down 1 million runs.
And they might start a guy like Ty Floyd because they felt like if he gets hot and starts hitting his spots, then he could give you 5 or 6 innings and really eat into the game. And maybe only get, maybe give you 6 innings and give up a run or 2. Like, we should still be winning those type of games.
I think the difference is like, if we're going to do that, just call Saturday what it is. Call it a bullpen game. Start Taylor, get what you can out of Taylor, and then we throw to the bullpen. The bullpen is obviously a advantage of this team, and it needs to be worked. But you're going to need to get innings out of somebody. You know, not everybody can just pitch one. So, and really, that's the only thing that was lacking. I mean, Sunday, besides like the Dutton hiccup, I mean, probably the best offensive game we put together. I mean, we scored 3 runs in 4 different innings, and it wasn't like we just had a huge inning. We played really well. You know, like you said, McManus is coming along well. Like we knew he had the power in the bat. He just had to get to it.
3 hit.
Cruz is playing out of his mind. Hopefully the Barry thing can kind of shore up.
Let's talk about Barry real quick. He's got a broken finger. It's a pain tolerance thing. Jay Johnson said, I'm sure that it won't, get better, fully healed until after the season. But luckily, they've been able to give him a little bit of a break. He did not play against Southeastern on Tuesday night, and Dugas is back.
Yeah, Dugas is
back.
Well.
He's taking walks. He hit a home run, and some other guys have really stepped up. They have Cranford at third right now. I don't think they really want him like Barry throwing from third. So maybe he comes back in the DH role. Where does Joe Bear go at that point? I don't know. Like, it's going to be really interesting to see what they do this weekend, because I feel like you'd really like to give Barry another week to rest that finger.
Yeah. I think, given that obviously these next 2 series are absolutely crucial, I think you can win both of them without Barry or in a limited role.
Yeah,
and I think you're going to need him a lot more.
Yeah, now he might hit, and I think that he definitely might hit, but I don't know if we'll see him at third this weekend. I don't know if you risk him trying to make throws, and then you're putting more pressure on him to make the throw with the injured finger.
And we already can't field.
And we already can't field. So, and Collar Cranford's an upgrade there at third.
Yeah, 100%.
Recurring guest, by the way.
Also, talking about Dugas, I mean, Dugas is a guy who hit 19 home runs last year.
Yeah.
Only got 4 on the season, obviously out with an injury for a while, but guy that has power, and we've seen it tap into that power. I mean, this offense could easily carry us the rest of the way.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. And if he's kind of had a rough go of it this year, being injured and maybe adjusting his swing and maybe getting back to where he started last year, bombs left and right, great hitter. If he could catch fire this late in the season, I think, especially being a veteran leader that he is,
I like him in the leadoff role. I really do. He's taken, I think T-Bob said today on radio, shout out T-Bob, 22% of his at-bats are walks right now, which is that's really high. And
with the way you're hitting home runs, you get somebody on base.
His on-base percentage is 5 something, I think. So maybe one of the highest on the team. And so I think he just loves that role. I think he feels comfortable in that role. He gives you really good at-bats, and he's definitely it's exciting to see him playing well again, because he's wearing that 8.
Yeah,
that number 8. So,
and it's something like, you need somebody. You don't need, especially in the leadoff role, you just need to get on base. Let Cruz, let Morgan, let Barry when he comes back, let McManus, the 2, 3, 4, 5, let them bring you home. Just get on base. And he has a little bit of speed, so it's not like we got, lead foot on the base pass there. I don't know if he's going to, steal a lot of bags or really any, but he's not terrible. He's an outfielder. He can make a play.
And Pearson continues to hit the ball.
Oh yeah,
which has also been another reason that we're starting to light up the scoreboard. Yes.
So things, despite Saturday, all that to say, wrapping up the weekend series and the midweek game, we kind of talked about. I mean, anytime LSU blows out, Southeastern, it's always great because midweek games do matter. But short of Saturday, it's pretty. It was a quality series win. LSU did what they needed to do. Now we need to 100% win the next 2 series. Ole Miss coming to the Box this weekend and at Vandy in 2 weeks. We're going to give a little bit of a preview of Ole Miss on the other side of Luffy, giving us the spiel on Workbox and our boy Martine over there.
I was with Martine this weekend. The dude is always taking business calls. He wasn't playing golf, hanging out by the pool and partying this weekend. He was taking business calls. If you need anything, if you need a storage container, if you need a dumpster, if you need portable toilets, you need porta potties, you have to call Martine at Workbox. And the number is 225-343-4886. If you need anything, I was driving home today. I know they say this most every time, but I really do. House under construction. Guess what? Workbox had them covered. They had a porta potty and they had the dumpster. So if you need any of those things, they have the best porta potties in the business. John gave a nice testament to that on last week's episode. Call Martine at Workbox at 225-343-4886.
Yes. So now looking ahead, the final regular season series at the Box this coming weekend, Senior Day. Gonna be kind of emotional. Or wait, is there a midweek game next week at the Box? I believe there is.
Yeah, I think they do Senior Day on the weekend though, huh? I don't know.
I don't know if this situation has ever happened before.
I'm sure it has.
No, it definitely has. Anyway, it's the last SEC regular season series at the Box against.
Yeah, they played Northwestern next Tuesday. But I think probably senior night would be Sunday or Senior Day, but I don't know. I'll be honest. Hand up.
You don't know. Okay. Yeah. Neither do I. So all that to say, last SEC series. Maybe it's because the midweek games don't matter.
They don't.
Okay.
They really don't.
So Rory, do we have a little scouting report on the Ole Miss Rebels?
Yeah. So I mean, they're kind of on the up. Swept Missouri last weekend. Missouri, bad team, but again, a sweep is a sweep in the SEC. And then in the midweek, beat Southern Miss at Southern Miss. Southern Miss, a very good team. Number 11 in the country. That's actually huge for LSU because Southern Miss is definitely a team that LSU will need to either jump ahead or is going to be vying for a regional host. So that's big. Also, Southern Miss lost their weekend series last weekend, so that's also big. I think we said this on last week's podcast. Southern Miss is like a team that, for them to actually be a regional host, they need to pretty much win out, their series and also win their conference tournament to continue to be ranked that high. But Ole Miss is, they were the number one team in the nation.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. They're 4 in a row. They're coming in hot. It's baseball. You could lose to anybody, and it's a big weekend for LSU. I guarantee their RPI is probably not that bad, even though the RPI is kind of like there's some really bad SEC teams with bad records whose RPI is extremely high and really good. So it's a series win. It's an important series win.
Yeah, and they've beaten good teams. They took 2 out of 3 from a very good Auburn team.
They beat Arkansas on the road.
They beat Arkansas on the road.
Not in the series, but they beat them on the road in a game on Friday night, I believe.
They played 4 games against Mississippi State.
Yeah, they usually play a weekday game too.
So they took 2 out of 4 from Mississippi State. I mean, it's not a bad team at all. You don't get the number 1 ranking in the nation without talent.
Yep.
But they do have bad losses. I mean, they got swept against Alabama. They lost at home too against Alabama. They lost the weekend series at South Carolina. So
and a little around the SEC, Mississippi State might not make the SEC tournament.
That's crazy.
They where did they finish last year, John? They won the national championship.
Yep, number 1.
They won the Natty last year, and they might not make the conference tournament, which is
similar to the LSU football team.
I know. COVID.
COVID year. Right.
Throw
it away. Throw it away.
Yeah, chunk that.
Doesn't count.
Only 10 games.
That year did not count.
No, yeah. It's out of your mind.
Yeah. No, I agree.
But
I already forgot.
This weekend, a little local television for you, or not local, but easier channel to get, LSU Friday night on ESPN2.
Ooh,
Nice.
I'm gonna be at
Nice.
rehearsal dinner. You think I'm gonna be
I
streaming
do
on my
like
phone?
I do like LSU. I do like college baseball on ESPN. That's like something that like I went to a buddy's house Saturday and I was like, can we put the LSU game on? He's like, how do you do it? You gotta get SEC Network Plus and all that, which isn't that difficult.
2 out of 3 games on regular TV. Saturdays on SEC Network too.
Ooh,
Yes. So
that's kind of big. Also, can we talk about this? Like, I kind of miss Ben McDonald.
yes. His
flat top. I miss his hair.
I know. Wait, I was looking at. So what made me think about this is that I saw him post a picture.
Him and Kramer.
And and he's doing Orioles games now, which I mean, good for him. That's awesome. But him and his son both have the same exact Zoom flat.
He's had that since 1988. Like he's had that haircut since 1988. But
John,
him and Lynn.
We make it to Omaha.
I will do
you
that.
Get the haircut?
I will do that to my hair.
You think he goes to like Troy's barbershop over there on Perkins?
100%. But he and Lynn Rollins do have just a very good like chemistry in the booth together. And it was a shame. Like it was like a midweek game. And Lynn Rollins was like, yeah, Ben, I think this is going to be your last game with us as you move on to the Orioles. And it was like the second week of the season. So yes, they need to figure out a way to get him back on there.
He also wears those like speed Oakley glasses. Like instead of just wearing like normal glasses, he wears like the Sam like Dutton glasses.
Like he's gonna pitch.
Yeah, like he's gonna pitch.
He wears
but
the John Dutton
booth.
Glasses.
He does. He has a big Yellowstone guy. He's a huge Yellowstone guy. He loves that.
So shout out Kramer, who.
Well, hold on. Before we get to Kramer, I think if you wanted to put some odds on Kramer, we were talking about this at work today. If you wanted to put some odds on Kramer making it to the major league, you think those would have been pretty good odds, or they would have had a pretty good payout, right?
I do.
Well, you know who else deals with odds? DraftKings. DraftKings is an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. New customers can bet just $5 on any team to win and get $200 in free bets if they do. Going off script, placed a DraftKings bet today, lost, boo-hoo, but all that to say, I had the greatest time gambling because it was legal. There was nothing to worry about. It was easy. I deposited my money. I placed my bet. It was all ready to go within minutes. I was able to track my bet, follow it on my bet slip, and then be notified that I lost. But there's always tomorrow.
I have a DraftKings bet that's, a future. Little Seihei Suzuki NL Rookie of the Year. It was at plus 380 odds before the year.
Is this your house always wins pick?
No, that's not, because he has much worse odds now because he's kind of balling. So,
okay. Well,
I was just saying, DraftKings.
Yeah. And you know what you need to do?
What do I need to do?
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code BOOT, BOOT. Bet just $5 and win $200 in free bets if your team wins their game. That's promo code BOOT at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner in Major League Baseball. 21 plus, restrictions apply. MLB trademarks used with permission. See show notes for details.
So that Seihei Suzuki bet, I got it at 380 before the season. He's at minus 130 now.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
You're a sharp.
I am.
So you can bet on Kramer Robertson now.
Yeah, to get a hit.
Because he is officially a member of the St. Louis Cardinals. Who would have thought?
80th Tiger to make it up in the big leagues.
Kim Mulkey's son.
Wow.
80th Tiger. And honestly, I do think he would have probably had a long shot to make it up.
Yeah.
He's somebody who got better each and every year at LSU, and I really didn't know if he would ever be a pro. He's not the biggest dude or the strongest dude or never really hit for that much power, even though I think he's just improved on that each and every year. And, I mean, did you see that picture of him and Ben McDonald? McDonald was 1.5 feet taller than him.
Yeah,
I mean, a foot and a half. Like clearly,
I mean, Ben McDonald's just.
I mean, he's a big dude,
he's
but
just
like
a freak. But yeah, Kramer is not a very big guy, very athletic. Everybody knows
extremely
that.
athletic. Yeah,
But I think and I don't think it's like a knock against him or anything, but it's not like when he was playing second and Bregman was at short, we were like, oh yeah, both those guys are going to go pro, right? Like the drop off was pretty significant.
I mean, I that's why I think that you, like you were saying, the odds would have been very long. Like he
but he was the shortstop on a team that played for the national championship. So
Rich Strike 80-1, Kramer Robinson 80th Tiger to make it to the big leagues. You like that, John?
How about that?
You know what's kind of crazy? I saw this stat. I think it was every shortstop for LSU since 2008 has made the big leagues. LeMahieu
like gotten drafted,
has made the big leagues, like in the MLB. No.
Every wait, say that again.
Every shortstop from since 2008 to play the position, like to consistently play shortstop.
Okay, well,
up to Josh Smith.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that was what I was.
Yeah, up to Josh Smith has made the big leagues. Besides Josh Smith, who will make the big league soon, but it's LeMahieu, Nola, Bregman, Robertson. Or is there somebody in between Nola and Bregman?
One in between.
Do you know who it is?
I'm blanking. Look up LSU shortstops, but all that to say, it was pretty cool to see Coach Maneri make the trip. What was the game in St. Louis?
I think so, but I'm not sure.
But it was pretty cool to see the entourage. I mean, I remember just yesterday when Kramer was standing behind the bar at Bogey's, and you know he was in the little VIP section, and now he's a major league baller. So pretty cool of Kramer.
Hell yeah.
Also known as Kim Mulkey's son.
Of course.
So, all right. Is that I think that about does it. House always wins segment. And I'll go ahead and start talking about the House Bar in Tigerland because Rory is looking up the past LSU shortstops. House Bar in Tigerland. Make sure to get on by there. Finals are almost over with.
They're over by the time you're hearing this.
They will.
If you have another final, let her listen to
it.
this.
Skip it.
Send this to your teacher. Clip this. Send it to your teacher.
And and just don't show up. Send it to them on a VHS. No, but get on over to the House Bar in Tigerland. Summertime's here. Summertime's like the greatest time to go to the bar because what?
There's nobody.
Yeah, I know. What I was gonna say is that you can just go sit up by the bar.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that.
And it's more chill. It's more chill. You can go sit up by the bar, grab a slice of pizza, get you a beer. They even have craft beer at the House Bar in Tigerland. Great times, great atmosphere at the House Bar in Tigerland. Big moves coming this summer and this fall. Make sure to check out the House Bar in Tigerland on Twitter at Tigerland House and on Facebook and Instagram at House in Tigerland and on houseintigerland.com.
It's LeMahieu, Nola, Bregman, Robertson. Those are the four. Yeah. And they've all made the big leagues. And then Josh Smith.
Yeah.
So they're about to go 5 for 5.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Since 2008.
Crazy stuff.
And Mikey Romero, just a little future. We're looking in the future, but he's not going pro. Come on, please come to LSU, Mikey.
Yeah, he's definitely listening. So, all right.
Mikey.
Rory. House always wins.
All right. Last week I gave out Warriors future. They're currently in a battle right now with the Grizzlies. If you're listening to this live, I would take the Warriors live. I don't know how many of you are listening live, but we are actually live.
0. We have 0 right now.
But
they probably just went to go get a glass of water. They'll be right back.
Yeah, they'll be right back.
Yeah.
I'm sticking to NBA tomorrow or today when you're listening to this. Philadelphia at home. Place is going to be rowdy. Give me the 76ers minus 2.5. This just feels like a 7-game series to me. Embiid with the mask. They're duking it out. I think maybe the Heat prevail overall. Heat are up 3-2, but I think it'll be in a game 7. I think Philly can pull it out at home tomorrow night before James Harden gets indicted for being a part of YSL. Do you know what YSL means?
Young Slingers.
Do you know at all what I'm talking about?
It's a bag.
What I'm talking
It's
about?
a designer bag.
It is. It's a brand. Do you know what I'm talking about when I say James Harden getting indicted? John?
No.
Okay. We'll just leave it at that.
I have Google though, so I can look that up. Luffy,
First play on the court.
Luffy, your house always wins. Pick.
Don't take this pick. PGA Championship future, since golf will be started. This week's golf tournament will have started when you're hearing this. Give me Will Zalatoris plus 2,900. It's a golf course that I think is going to suit his game well. He's going to hit it high. He's going to make a bunch of birdies. Give me Willie Z.
All right. I'm rolling hockey. I got my Dallas Stars shirt on right now. Shout out Fletch Kerr. Last week, I picked the Dallas Stars at plus money, correct?
You
plus
did.
Money, correct? It was like plus 195. They were down 1-0 to the Calgary Flames. Series is tied up right now at 2-2. They're playing right now into the first 0-0. I'm taking the game Friday night. If they win tonight, pick them on the money line.
If they win tonight,
money line. If they lose, puck line.
Whoa. Wow. Remember the odds that we were talking about? Like, we talked about this last week. We look at it. They were like plus 500 or something to win the series.
Yes. And look at them now. They're tied 2-2. And
those kids don't quit.
They're as even as it gets right now.
They don't quit.
Into the first quarter period. Into the first period. They're rolling. Shout out Fletch Kerr. Dallas Stars.
All right. Little announcement to end the show. We ordered some hats today. If you want an OTB hat, a lot of people have been coming up to me, John, Rory, asking about the hats. Text us, DM the Instagram, Twitter, and just reserve your hat. We should have some white and the charcoal colors coming in. But yeah, if you want one, text us and we'll put your name by them. So when they come in, you will have first rights to them.
Yes.
Very exciting though. It's going to be the same type of hat. The reason we hadn't got any for so long is because this place could not get that hat in. So
but they're back.
They're back. They're finally going to get these hats in. So we're very excited because people ask us all the time, and we will be selling those soon.
Look, they'll be back just in time for you to take it to Omaha.
That's right.
I had to give us a long.
Can't believe you just said that. Can't believe you just said that.
I didn't want to say the regional or anything like that. No, Omaha.
Okay.
Also, talking about Omaha and merch, our update.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
We need 5 out of 6. That's tough.
Yeah, sweep at the box, go up to Vandy, win Friday night,
3.
Lose Saturday, bats come alive Sunday. How about it?
National seed.
All right. Shout out to the House Bar in Tigerland, Workbox LLC, Blaine Loop with Keller Williams Realty. Also want you to know that Keller Williams is an equal opportunity housing partner. Each office independently owned and operated. Workbox LLC and the Boot Crew Media Network. Thank you guys so much for listening. We will see y'all next week.
Dun, 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 dun.